It's the NFL on EA Sports, and everyone's eyes goes to Jahmyr Gibbs. He'll be a focal point of his offense this week. It's the Jets and the Chargers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did, but he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. Now Daniels has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the Chargers first down. First and 10
On first down, it's Lloyd. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. From the 44-yard line, here's second down at 7.
brings up second and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground. Lloyd. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A.
And the Chargers first down.
Off the play fake, Daniels. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Daniels looking to throw. This pass into the hands of Bellinger. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. A quick throw there is incomplete. And the Jets defense making things difficult there. Fourth down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
They'll try and run for it. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
A 5-yard gain on the play. That's another Chargers first down.
They go play action. Daniels. That one into the hands of Flowers. They'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
To throw is Daniels. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, an opening drive sack. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. The numbers for Gibbs from last week: 12 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, we know they clinched a playoff spot, but there's plenty of football left to play, and I'm a proponent of continuing to do what you've done throughout the season, especially with teams that are heavy run teams, because if you throttle back too early, you lose the rhythm of the run game, not just with the runner, but with the offensive line as well.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And this is where we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
And he is going to have a Jets first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. The Jets at 12-1 now to start play. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the middle with Garindo. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. 3rd down and 10. They'll set up a throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good runner?
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Well, Charles, clearly they wanted to send a message there and impose their will. They score on their opening possession on a drive comprised entirely of rushing the football.
Message sent. I don't know that the team on the other side of the field wanted to receive it, but what a statement on their opening drive. Just run it all the way downfield, no passes. That absolutely sets the tone that they're going to be physical in this game.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chargers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. The Charger drive about to get going. Play action, now it's Daniels. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Elijah Cansey in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Up the middle they go. It's Lloyd. Oh, he faked him with a juke. Now he's got some room. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run the counter. Lloyd. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. To the air goes Daniels. A short throw pulled in by Bellinger. This defense for the Jets, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A nice little juke. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lloyd, and he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him, and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you've got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but outside of his agent, you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3-and-out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He'll get that to his tight end, Theo Johnson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll look to throw again. Steps away to his left. And that's incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Back to throw again. Flushed out right. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On the move to his left. And it's caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field. And just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Bigsby will score. Touchdown, New York. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Pushing his way through. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a jet was shaken up on that one. The Charger drive about to get going. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked to his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Throwing now is Daniels. He's got Bellinger. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw caught by Flowers. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They run the counter. Lloyd. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
So out now come the Jets. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Dayo Odeyingbo showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. He finds Smith and Jigba. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a jet was shaken up on that one. More from L.A. in a moment. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Staying on his feet. They'll roll him out right. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead here to 17-6.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. L.A. readies for its next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll get this to Flowers, left side.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a 1st down.
Now a carry for Algier, headed right. Taken down at the 42.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Here's 3rd and a few inches.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Let's go. Ready.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 39. The Chargers' passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another 1st. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Operating from the gun. Daniels.
Hyatt there to grab him.
It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
Now Daniels.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown.
Zay Flowers. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have got it back to within a score. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Aubrey good with the PAT.
And that'll make it 17-13. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Jackson Smith and Jigba
69 yards.
And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. Escapes the defender.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass last time they had it. And they'll start here with a 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels.
That's caught right side by Worthy.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Jets are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. They'll have good field position at midfield following the turnover as they start with a 1st down here.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Eluding the pressure right. Looking downfield for Godwin. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Smith and Jigba in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass.
And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this will remain an 11-point spread.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Daniels looking to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Kenny Pickett leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale, and they trail the visiting Eagles at halftime. The Eagles locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were losers in their ball game as the visiting Buffalo Bills come in and took it to them. Jonathan Brooks, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. These two teams running through their final adjustments before they head back out of the tunnel. And for the call of the second half, let's go back to SoFi Stadium and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Jets offense and Jahmyr Gibbs headed back onto the field. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Now back to throw. He'll buy some time running. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. We'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 29 yards.
And the Jets come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chargers offense and Jaden Daniels getting set for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Charger drive about to get going.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Daniels.
He's got a man complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
To the air goes Daniels.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Xavier Worthy.
32 yards.
And the Chargers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Jets offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Here's Algier again on 2nd down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
To throw is Daniels.
Escaping the pressure right. And down inside the 15 it goes. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Give to Algier from the shotgun.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and
now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown.
Jalen Hyatt from 4 yards out. And the Chargers take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound, and the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
Here's 2nd and 7.
In motion, the tight end.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
He finds his man, complete. That's Wise. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is going to have a Jets first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw here. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
Throwing now is Daniels.
Incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
3rd quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Here's Daniels.
eluding the pressure, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. Back to throw. Daniels. That's into the hands of Worthy. And some space here. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Chargers first down.
Looking to throw. Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown.
That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the third quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick six.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Chargers getting set to go.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. 2nd and 5.
He connects with Hyatt.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Algier now up the middle.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Algier with another carry. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Algier will try to pick it up.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Jackson Smith and Jigba and his offense ready to go once more here.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
2nd and a couple.
On play action, they'll throw out to his left. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He finds his man, complete. That's Wise. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Man in motion left, that's Smith and Jigba. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4.
And this offense on third down today, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
Hasn't been his best afternoon on the ground, far from it, but a critical third down conversion.
His afternoon just got better. All right, you're exactly right. It hasn't been his best in terms of yardage, but that run there, that's the one your teammates look to you and go, okay, that's what we want from you. That's what we need. Now they have a chance to keep moving forward and a chance to win the game.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Sliding out of the pocket. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Rolling to his left.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
So 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Possession switching back now to the Chargers. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. He finds his man. Complete. That's Lloyd. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw to the right here to Gordon. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Daniels. That's complete. It's Gordon. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's got Bellinger.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. Got Gordon open, completes it. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 33.
Now Daniels.
Being chased out left. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here's 2nd down and 3. Working out of the gun, Daniels. Throw caught by Flowers.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning.
2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10.
And a little floater there is incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
A big play looming on 3rd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Chargers.
Daniel Bellinger.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit.
Important extra point up and through as this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And the Jets have got it. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3-and-out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Get the football. That's their mantra.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
On the give, here's Gibbs.
Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Up the middle with Barkley. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
So the Chargers now down by 11, a little over 80 ticks to go. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun, Daniels
gets this to Bellinger.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Inside a minute to go. Here's 2nd and 10 now. Daniels looking to throw.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Jets are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
New York set to take the field.
And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy,
no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Giants, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from...
Hey, yo, fresh out fresh out the beta game in my jeans. Black, slap, what do that mean? It mean that banging. Have my hand out, let me hang